Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Two of the great leaders in automotive retail are here with us today. They are Sarah Vantine, good friend of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, and Nikki Risley, first time at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Sarah and Nikki, welcome to the conference.
Thank
Thanks
you
so
for
much for
having me.
having me. Yeah.
Nikki, we've heard so much about you. Great honor to have you here with us. Sarah has been actually telling us a lot about you over several months. Um, Sarah, maybe if you wouldn't mind, give us a little of the backstory.
Yes. So Nikki and I, and again, just to quickly summarize it, when I was with the Scott Clark group out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Nikki and I met in that capacity. She is at Daytona, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and also has an Alfa Romeo Maserati dealership. And we've stayed connected over the years. And of course, when I came on to Quantum5, um, that has now been a great relationship where now I get to have even more interaction with Nikki. And it's been exciting to have my team now help support her stores in BDC as well.
Well, Nikki, congratulations. And, as I said, great honor to have a leader in retail here with us at the event.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
So give us some of your story. Tell us about you and, tell us how you got where you are today.
Well, I was born into the business, I guess you could say. my my dad is the dealer principal here. I started as a receptionist when I was 17. After my first job elsewhere in the hospitality industry, he wanted to make sure I worked elsewhere before coming to the dealership if that's what I desired. So that's what I did. And I started as a receptionist. I was appointment coordinator, set up the appointments, did follow up calls, grew into a service advisor, and then made a weird jump to parts manager. And then I would say probably begrudgingly at first, took the service director position, um, was there for quite a bit, grew a really good team, and we had a lot of successes. Did gain the Maserati Alfa Romeo franchise in that time frame. And then I left, actually. I left and I went to Spectrum Reach. And did advertising for them, mainly automotive, because that's what I know.
Okay.
I was not allowed to have my family's dealerships. My uncle also has a dealership as well. So not allowed, that's Spectrum's rules, not allowed to have them. But I was able to have some familiar stores. So that was cool. And that was nice to get an outside perspective or an additional perspective because those people were really welcoming, and I got to see different ways to do things and actually also give my input on what I think maybe they could do better just from an operations standpoint, not solely on advertising, which was cool. Then yeah, just a few months ago, in August, actually, I decided to come back. I always knew I wanted to return to the automotive industry. I'm really passionate about it. It's also challenging, right? I think that automotive people are some of the most dynamic overcomers, right? I mean, they just don't take no for an answer, which I love. And so I would have probably delayed it a little bit more. My son just turned 1.
Oh,
And so ideally maybe 2 or 3. I would have come back when he turned 2 or 3. But with the EV world, coming
mhm.
fast, I knew that it would be better to come now, um, because I would have even more catching up to do. Because I will tell you, in the 2 or 3 years that I was gone,
Yeah.
a lot changed. And so I had a lot of catching up to do. But it's been fun. It's been a journey. It's been fun. My time before I left, certainly the time I've spent since I've been back. So yeah, it's good stuff.
And I've seen your posts on social media. You've got that, as you just told us, that fixed operations background. That's amazing. And, you know, Sarah and I have been talking for some time that's where we see a lot of the growth, that's going to happen here in the next few years on the retail side. What are your thoughts about that, based on what you see?
Well, I think we just went through a case study, a real life case study on, why fixed ops is so important. Inventory crunches, used car prices fluctuating. They're at their highest, then they're not, then they're going down, then they're going back up. But what remains consistent is that people need their car serviced, right? And they have options. They have options for competitive dealers. They have options with independent repair facilities for non-warranty work. So recalls are always coming out to ensure the safety of vehicles for people. So yeah, fixed ops is important, and it's important that your dealership delivers a custom, personal, special, good experience, because they don't have to go to you. They have so many different options. But one thing is certain, you will always need service on your vehicles.
Sarah, Nikki talks about that passion and automotive retail. Sarah, you've got that as well. You spent a lot of time on the retail side. Talk to us, Sarah, about that passion and some of the things that you see that are common with yourself and Nikki.
Yes. So, and I think Nikki can speak to this too, but I think one of the most passionate pieces that I've loved about this industry has just been the opportunity. And especially, Nikki and I, just being women in automotive, that we've seen, our representation is not sometimes consistent across organizations. And Nikki's organization is a great example. And there's many others that are part of the Fixed Ops Roundtable that have such amazing organizations with talent that spans, the age spectrum, the gender spectrum. And that's something that our customers notice too. And so that was also one of the biggest pieces when I made the jump from retail to Quantum in my position now. That was something that was so important to me when I made that transition, was finding a company that really cared about people and really cared about what they were changing in people's lives, the skills that they were equipping them with. And so having that kind of impact where you can see, somebody that's a 19-year-old kid that's just out of high school and they're getting involved in the car business and they're starting out their career journey, and being able to impact them so positively where they are moving up the ladder, they can see where they can go with their career. That's really cool. And then on the other end, the people that are heading towards retirement, having them find something new to learn and new skills to acquire as our customers change. I think that's been so telling. And Nikki, I'd love to get your thoughts too on that. Like what is, what have you been seeing?
Well, I would tell you, I think probably the biggest, it kind of makes me a little bit emotional. I think one of the most special things that you can do is influence the lives of others. And you can single-handedly, I feel, change the trajectory of someone's life. And we here have been able to do that several times. And it has been so completely rewarding because, it's not just even the individual. It's their families, it's their children. Sometimes people just need someone to believe in them, not to sound cliche, but that's really true. I'll give you an example, and I won't use this individual's name, but we created the BDC here recently, and we hired somebody who she was working 2 jobs, single mother of 2 children, a 15-year-old and a 7-year-old, and she was working from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., going home to sleep and take care of her children until 8 p.m. and then would work from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then it actually, really, she wouldn't get home until about 3. And then repeat for 6 days a week. The fact that she's been able to quit that second job and work with us and be there for her children and provide for her children, so monetarily and just be there in a time sense, has been so rewarding. And she's so thankful. We're so thankful for her. She knocks it out of the park. And you would think that, someone who works that hard, obviously that's a telltale sign of their work ethic. And so that's just an example that I could name many, many more. But, with Stellantis, we are enrolled at the Degrees at Work program. So you get free college, which is huge. So people can continue their education and get their bachelor's and master's degrees. In fact, we have several people here that are currently working that have their master's degrees free, not reimbursement, free. So that helps people. It's just good. It's being able to care and love people and make them better. And in a sense, it makes you better because you also learn a lot of things along the way as well.
Nikki, Sarah and I have had many discussions on a lot of the segments that we do, the panels. We always make it a point to have people from retail. And historically, as you know, no secret, right? It's been a male-dominated business. And we look at a lot of conferences, and we said, strategically, we were going to make sure that women were very well represented on the Fixed Ops Roundtable, on the panels. And not just men, but men in retail and women in retail as well. Talk to us a little bit about that, because, that's a whole different thing. Working in retail, what you just mentioned, the opportunities, I think I've heard it said it's the best kept secret in the United States, the retail automobile business. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different streams of revenue that you can capitalize on, or, other word you can use, opportunities, right? There's always something that you can get better at or do better, make better. Women, I'll speak to the women portion of it. We have a finance director who's a woman. Obviously, I was a service director. Now I'm COO. Our controller is a woman. We have representation in the service drive. We actually just hired a woman to be a technician, and she is killing it. I mean, killing it. And that is just so cool to me. I love that. So yeah, I mean, I think that I think it just depends. So in the sales process, right, I think a lot of times people they let their guard kind of come down to seeing a more feminine presence. In the sales side, how many times, if you've been in retail or whatnot, you hear that women feel like that when they take their car into the service department, they're going to get taken advantage of, right? And so if you have people who look like you, then you're more comfortable. And so I think that that's huge. And I will tell you, my dad, the dealer principal, is a humongous proponent of having women in the dealership. Our Maserati Alfa Romeo service director is a woman. She started here as a receptionist. So yeah, we like to grow within, and we like to have women in positions to where they can lead people, because time and time again, men can do it well. We all know men can do it well, but we also have proven that women can do it well as also.
I love it. Very refreshing. Nikki, welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I love your story. We want to see more of you and hear more. We have 3, as Sarah knows, we have 3 more events coming up this year as well. And I invite you to come back. I know you're on a panel at this event as well, a really high-powered panel with your peers. And, so proud and honored to have you with us. And one of the things that Sarah, you and I have talked about, women in retail, and we've got to continue to to focus on that, because it's such a huge part. And to hear about female technicians, you and I know Jeff Daniel as well, up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I think he's got 4 female technicians, and it's just really refreshing to see, Sarah.
Absolutely, Ted. And it's been such an honor, Nikki, to be connected with you and to be able to collaborate on so many different things.
Likewise, absolutely.
All right, you're down there in Florida. I see the palm trees. I'm jealous here in January, and I know Nikki Risley, everybody on LinkedIn as well. Please follow her and reach out. And Nikki, great honor to have you here at the Roundtable today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
All right, Sarah Vantine, thank you so much for all you do for the industry. And Nikki, thank you as well. Sarah Vantine, everybody, and Nikki Risley here today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.